Okay, now we're going to get our blog ready for our first post. We've already set up the public profile. Now let's look at setting up the blog. This is what my generic blog looks like. This is my username here, and the default tagline WordPress gives everything, just another WordPress site. And then this is bogus text. So what we're going to do is change that by going to the dashboard. For our purposes, we're going to go over here to Settings, and then General. And then at the top, we're going to type out the site title. You can see Noofs Are Fun, like I had the username, is not adequate, but the site name is still Noofs Are Fun. I'm just going to change the way I do it. And my tagline is going to be the best family dogs ever, just because that is what comes to mind. Noofs are Newfoundlands. I happen to own one, and this again is a bogus blog, so we're just using this for the sake of filling in information. I'm going to save the changes. I'm going to go over here and refresh and see what it looks like. And you can see now we have Noofs Are Fun and the best family dogs ever. We're going to go to the reading section, and this is where I would point out a few things. Up here, the front page displays, you have a choice of allowing the front display be your list of blog posts, your latest posts, or a separate static page. If you look at this blog over here, this is my blog on my tour of Ireland. It's the same exact theme, but you can see on the front page I have a static page because this blog is about a tour that I take to Ireland. I want the basic information about the tour to be on the front page, and then my blog posts are a different link. That's what fits for me. If I were to go to another one of my blogs, like the Travel Hag, which is a similar theme in WordPress, if I go to the basic home page, it's not a static page. It is a roll of my posts. I think this is ideal. This is the way most blogs should be. People want to read a blog like they read a newspaper. They want the news, not a static page. So you have to make that decision based on what your blog is about. In this case, being that Noofs Are Fun is going to be an ongoing blog about Newfoundland dogs, I'm going to do the latest posts and leave it there and not choose the static page. The rest of this, I also like to change this one. For each article in the feed, show full text or the summary. I like the summary version because it allows you to see a little bit of each of the posts without having to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. So I would suggest clicking the summary. And that's about all you need for this page, so save that. You go down to the discussion section and just take a look at these checkboxes. Discussion involves comments. And just a couple of things about comments. The best practice is allow comments to be live when they are typed and not have to wait for moderation or not have to wait till the commenter has some type of credibility with your site. While it's true that negative comments or spam can get through, the general consensus is if people type in a comment and it doesn't appear immediately, they will leave, consider this a closed conversation, and not come back. So the one default thing you must change is right here. Comment author must have previously approved comment. What that means is in order for the comment to appear instantly, the person who wrote the comment has to have at least one comment already approved. I would suggest unchecking that box and leaving this anyone can post a comment. A comment is held for moderation. This is email me whenever any of these things happen. You want to show avatars. Where it says avatar display, show avatars is what you want to have clicked. That way if people have an avatar like you have, it will show up and not one of these generic gravatars down here. Gravatar hover cards view people's profile when you mouse over their gravatars. This is a nice thing to have checked because this is what happens. The gravatar kind of goes to the side, and then the bio pops out, and you have an opportunity to see the complete profile. Save the changes there. Let's take a quick look at privacy. Allow search engines to index this site. You want to make sure that is ticked. The sharing thing, there's an opportunity for you to connect through the blog to these social media sites. I recommend not doing that. Facebook is getting really picky about what it allows to push through to news feeds, but I would recommend using the share buttons. That means that at the end of the post, these buttons appear so people can share them immediately, and you just drag them, the ones that you want, down here. So if you want to use email and dig, post to LinkedIn, post to Reddit, Stumble Upon, Google+, Tumblr, Pinterest, then they'll appear in a box, and people can hover over the box and click the ones they want to share the particular post. These I would not drag into the box because the WordPress, Twitter, and Facebook are so prominent. You want them to be on their own. Button style, all of this is fine, and then save the changes. Domains. If you have a URL that you've registered that you want to go over top of this to eliminate the .wordpress.com, you can add it here under the domain section. We're going to go up here to Appearance and take a look at Background. Now, the way that your blog looks, it has just a plain old white background. If you have access to some graphics that do a tiled background like this, that might be something you want to consider. That would mean you'd have to have the graphic on your computer and then upload it here when it asks you to upload a background. But if you don't have one to upload an image, don't put a big image that has to repeat and go all over the screen, because that takes a lot of time to load. But you can always just do a background color. If you hit select color, you can go all around the color wheel and try different combinations until you get one that you like. That's a pretty nice one. We'll go with that. Select a color. We've got a background color put in there. We're going to save the changes. If you go here and refresh, you'll see the change come through, and it'll load a background. We're also going to look at the header. I'm going to replace this header because it's ugly, but I like the header. You can see that what I did on this blog is just take this image right here and replace the one that was there. Now, WordPress tells you how to do this. It tells you can upload a custom header and make it 940 pixels wide by 198 high. You can take any photo that you have, any photo image, put it into Pixlr or another photo editing software and crop it to this and then upload it. I have one already done. It's a picture right here of my Newfoundland with my grandchild. I'm going to upload it, and it will appear here as soon as it's uploaded. And then I can choose to add it. Here's what it looks like. I can choose to then add that as the header. So if I want that to be my header image, I'm going to save the changes. Let's see if I did it right, and it will appear in here. And it will. So you can add a header very, very easily. Okay, in that section we learned how to add the blog name, the tagline. We entered our personal profile. We set up our information on how our posts would read. We talked about moderating comments and set up how to do that. We've added a background. We've added a header. We've added a way to share posts. You see right here how the share buttons pop out here. So we're all set up to begin actually adding posts to the blog. So let's move on to that lesson.